Gentlemen, take it away.
Well, it's an honor to be here. I have a couple things I just want to say right out of the gates. Lewis, when you were talking about Wikipedia this morning, I totally resonate with that. I have a friend who he's made his way up in the entertainment world, and he's like, Joe, do you have a Wikipedia page? Because you really need that in order for people to take you seriously. And I'm like, I've been trying to reach out to this community. I mean, not all that often, but what would be great is if there could be someone that could do Wikipedia pages for the truther movement, whether it's Lewis or whomever or David Martin. But to hear you, Lewis, say right out of the gates that someone, could you repeat what you said, that they tried to put something up and it was taken down? That's really important.
Here's what happens. She works on our team for the Herms for Cali campaign. She's a good friend of ours. And we kept hearing from, unfortunately, people that want to bring in funds for us and investors, right? Well, if you were only on Wikipedia, we're a little uncomfortable because, and we said, well, let's send you the Secretary of State website that shows you that we're legit. Well, we feel uncomfortable with that because these are huge donors, like big donors, right?
Right.
We haven't had any big donors yet, and it's directly because of this, right? So what happens is I tasked her to put this together. She got a lot of progress. It was going good, and then it got blocked. It goes, well, something to the effect is there's no real content from Lewis Herms. Go figure. As clearly we know, I have more content than every political candidate that's probably run in California ever. So she bypassed that, right? And then it was another excuse and another excuse, and finally it's, well, there's no real credible interviews with him, right? So then we linked some others, and then, well, there's no news media that has even interviewed. So we gave a link to the Gateway Pundit interview, right? And then that was the last straw, I believe, is after she proved, like, we've overcome all your objections. They literally deleted her access and sent her a message that said, you are banned for life.
Wow.
That's your Wikipedia, folks.
Yeah. I
By the way, a lawsuit is incoming.
Yep.
I'm done. And we're gonna have to start going the lawfare route with all of this stuff. And it's too bad. I had a really deep conversation with two people from the Bobby Kennedy team, and they literally said, all of these places are going to suppress you until they get a lawsuit on their desk. And then they'll start opening it up. And then when they open it up, then they're just going to attack you and attack you and attack you, right? So they said they see the model. They know exactly what's coming. They're telling me what's coming next. It's shameful. It's really shameful. And that's by the way, we've sent messages to all local media, all national media, right? All of them. And of course, try to get on Wikipedia, all to be completely ignored.
Wow. Yeah. I also wanted Scott to hear that, because I don't know if he heard that this morning, but yeah, that's another thing of what we're up against. I mean, as far as our censorship, as much as you, Lewis, have been a part of our channel growing, I think you're also part of our channel now not growing at times. I mean, we're stuck at this certain number, and there's certain times we just get stuck at these certain numbers. We're on our 4th TikTok, 10th X account, whether it's mine personally or for Truth Stream. We finally got our YouTube page back, but the one that shows up with the yellow Truth Stream logo is an imposter account with only not 8,000, but 8 followers, and the 3,000 plus followers doesn't show up. So that's just kind of a quick Cliff Note version of what's going on. But I wanted to let Scott jump in here, because that's why I wanted him on at the same time. So Scott, please, whatever you want to say. Oh, you're muted.
As it should be.
We can't hear you.
Oh, this is a beautiful day right now.
Well, until he gets that
Scott, just move your lips. We'll talk for you.
Yeah, we're not hearing Scott. I'm not sure what's going on there, as we do have a limited time. Lewis, did you have any direct questions for us that I can start answering, and maybe Scott can hear?
Yeah, my direct question is, how did you find the mute button?
No, it wasn't my mute button. It was Robert's mute button. I was trying to give him hand signals.
Robert, blame it all on Robert. It's definitely Robert's fault.
But no, it's just kind of funny that if we would have started TruthStream 6 months to a year later, our numbers would be huge. But we got right in the pocket, with a very tight relationship with Lewis, which I still treasure. I
think it's a mistake. You guys would be a lot more popular if you didn't know me. Definitely if you didn't have me on your channel.
Yeah, but it's that's a fair trade, honestly.
Absolutely,
it really is.
Thank you.
And I think the ship will get righted, eventually. And we're making the impact that we're supposed to make, and a lot of this is just winging a prayer and a whole lot of faith that we're doing the right thing. And it's been a great experience, but it's interesting to hear all the censorship stories, and they differ a little bit, but that's a lot of resources and a lot of people working against us to stifle our message.
And for all the normies that are not watching this, it's I'm sure it's just all coincidence at this moment, right? I've had my friends that are technical that have gone for a long time constantly defending the system, and now they're even to a point when I text and we talk, they're like, "Yep, you're right, you're being censored." They just there's just too much evidence of it now. They're just, yep. I get. What the real thing is, and I said this years ago, I would rather them delete my accounts than what they've done to me, mainly because that's the shadow banning and the suppression, because they can throw up their hands and say, well, we didn't do anything, right? We're not, it's all you. It's not me. But at least when you delete the accounts, you can put another one back up. Right. So It is what it is. What I do think, and you kind of hinted to this, I believe this is all divine plan anyways. And ultimately, we're all going to be in fantastic shape, and we're all where we need to be at this time. And we were all suppressed because we needed to be suppressed, because these are the people that are really going to be angry enough and create the armor around us to fight for whatever battles are to come. And I think that's part of it. I also believe there's going to be a flip where a lot of so-called controlled opposition out there that is allowed to put their content out will suddenly, it's almost going to be boop, and it's going to flip, and their stuff's going to be ignored, and we're going to go viral just with the true messages, And here's what's really interesting, guys, and we have to think on this on a larger scale. We're only being suppressed because we're asking people to look for the truth. That's it. Even if what we say is not the truth, we're asking you to research it, check out, and look for the truth. We're saying things, crazy stuff like, maybe there's another alternative to pharmaceutical drug. Maybe just maybe there's election fraud. Maybe child trafficking is the number one commerce in the world.
Right. Yeah, but don't you think this PSYOP really depends on too many differing opinions competing for the truth, the accepted truth? I think that's why they had to dial things back, is we had a lot of solidarity initially. We were sort of telling the same story. We were waking up people up to the same thing, and I think it was too solid of a picture of the truth. Not that we pretend to know the truth entirely, but I think they needed to break that up with enough mixed messages. Barack Obama actually made a statement to that effect right before they did the Netflix movie, which that was effective. But that people will get so confused with all the different opinions that they won't know what to think anymore or who to trust anymore. And it's an isolation technique. Right. It's a brilliant PSYOP. And so I think they're just turning down the dial on certain folks. Again, that solidarity or that unified message that we kind of independently arrived at. I think that was the big problem.
Yeah, I agree. In fact, I've noticed as a conspiracy theorist myself, now a conspiracy factualist. In fact, I'll show you, Scott, in case you missed it.
Is it a new hat?
Okay. Yeah, this is my outfit later this evening.
There we go.
It's very gubernatorial. I like
that,
it.
Oh, well, I have to be gubernatorial, right?
That is fantastic.
So that's my outfit later this evening. Now, my point with this is I believe there are actually a lot of conspiracy theorists that are just totally full of crap.
Oh yeah.
They have no evidence. They've done no research at all. And they put out these false messages and they just happen not to get suppressed. Well, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 views, because the people that are so-called in charge know two things. If it's all market share. So if they can bring all the eyes to these people, right, that are actually the true crazies, not the ones that have done the research, right? What it does is it devalues the people like Scott and Joe who actually do research and bring amazing guests on their shows, because they label you as a tinfoil hat wearing right-wing conspiracy theorist, right? Where you're really just a person looking for truth. And that's the game they play. And we have to know the enemy. And we don't. Let's just be honest. We don't.
It's got to be harder for them with us because we're so guest centric. It's not that we're necessarily presenting our opinions. We're presenting a variety of opinions from our guests.
So when they get these people that are putting out fake conspiracy news, right? They get accelerated in the algorithms. Think about this.
Right.
They get monetized. They get rewarded for lying to us when we're actually digging for the truth. But then we get linked in the same categories with the wackos. Think about that. That's the big deal that's going on. And this fifth generational warfare is immense. And this is why I think it's so important that we now should turn to being educators for we the people, that we get the information, we disseminate it with credibility, because now I believe people are more open to it than they were 5 years ago. And I think it's a time to kind of transition our message so people are more, they're getting it. They're like, okay, there's a bigger picture here. There are people in control. There are nutters, and there are people that are called nutters that aren't nutters. You know what I mean? So I think this is the type of conversation we should start having. What's your thought?
Well, Lou Elizondo is a great example. I mean, he's very obviously CIA if you look just a few levels deep.
Yep.
The guy from Blink-182 was another one that was very much promoted and funded for disinformation. This I'm just bringing up one topic, be the UFO file and disclosure. I think Corey Good probably factors in there to some degree, but there are known cases of these guys being, I guess for lack of a better word, rather fraudulent in their reporting. But yet you'll see them on Redacted. You'll see them, with Tucker Carlson. You'll see them in the larger venues, because that's just the message they're trying to push. And more accurate assessments or more qualified opinions that debunk what they're saying they vanish completely from the public eye.
Yep. So I would caution our viewers from always forwarding something that seems like it's salacious. Maybe just take an extra minute to look into it yourself, because what you're really doing is you're playing into the deep state game. And many people are unaware of that. We're like, oh, and I have many people, what do you think? How about this? How about this? But they're asking me what I think about this, which is great. But they're not forwarding it as facts, right? Many people start forwarding things as facts, and there's no basis in reality for that whatsoever. And like I always say, I go, guys, there's enough real conspiracies out there. We don't need to make stuff up.
Exactly. Lewis, I want to say one thing I noticed today. Well, I guess there's three things. One is I've typed in screw big gov into Rumble, and it on my phone, it's like there is no channel, but on the computer, there is a channel. So that's one thing I noticed today.
Yep.
Two is when Scott and I go live, a lot of the times we're not in the live section of Rumble. So that's an interesting thing. And one thing I want to say to the viewers is how they can help. Like there's shows that I've taken 2-minute clips of, whether it's, you and Poppy, or, News Treason and Rambo, or End We Know, and I'll just take a 2-minute clip. And sometimes it wouldn't be you, but sometimes there's these other shows where I'm trying to make a quick trailer of their 2-hour video. And I'm lucky if I get a like, nevertheless, a retweet, if you will. And so, and I'm not sure exactly what that is, but obviously we're very suppressed on X as well. I mean, I can create something where it's not anywhere else on X. It's like LT from End We Know narrating something, and it doesn't go anywhere. And so how people could help is if other folks that watch our shows, if they could just record it with their phone, less than 2 minutes, and they can share it, it could really help us, because maybe they're less censored than we are to get our message out there. So that's a way people could really help us, I think.
Absolutely. The only way our message is going to get out there is for everybody watching. That's literally the only way it's going to happen.
Absolutely. Looks like one of the next guests has a hell of a costume on.
She's not the next guest, but it is hilarious. Hilarious. I think she's straight out of Eyes Wide Shut. The movie.
Oh my God. Wow. Boy, get ready to see Carol at some point. I don't know when she's coming on again. But.
You know what I'll do is we were going to go into part 6 of the movies, but since our another guest is already here, let me do this. Give you guys last word and where they can find you. Carol, if you want me to, I can bring you on with your wonderful costume. And then I'm going to bring on our next guest, the lovely, not going to say her name right now. There's a teaser, but she's waiting in the wings. And then we'll play the end of the film right after that. So go ahead, guys. What's your final words for us today? And by the way, where will you be November 8th?
Right. Scott, go ahead.
Well, I think you know where we're going to be at November 8th. We're going to be at your event, and I'm really looking forward to it. But I just wanted to say, I'll do the positive part, and then Joe can do the informative part. But don't get discouraged. We know that in the end, who wins? God wins. We win. We know the outcome. So you really can't let this stuff get to you. I know it's discouraging. I know sometimes it's financially devastating, whatever. But you made a decision as a creator, as a truther or whatever, a long time ago to pursue it. And for those of you that have stuck through it, I mean, that's impressive. That's a reward in and of itself. And so don't get discouraged. We're almost at the finish line here, folks.
I agree.
Feel great.
I always say be patient or become one.
Yeah.
And it's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
It is not easy. Folks, what if we're not working for our happiness, but we're working for everybody's happiness to follow, right? What if our happiness comes within eternity, not here right now on this phase? And I think when I think of things in that framework, it's a lot easier for me to move forward and keep working, do everything we can for the children, especially. Joe, what you got?
100%, Lewis. And you're an inspiration for Scott and I to have continued this journey at times when it's been a little daunting, to say the least. As far as where people can find us, we're on Linktree under TruthStream. That's the easiest way. And all of our links to our social media on there. The movie that Scott and I helped create with one of our friends about a little over 12 years ago now. My music, the music videos, they're all there. Links to my actual website, Joe Rosati Collective. It's all there. So we're honored. We're very excited to be seeing you in person. I think I'm going to be playing a song at least.
You are.
Maybe
I
don't know.
On my guitar that I've never played.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. So we're honored to be a part of this, and what a great tribe, and to see it grow, and to welcome the next amazing guest. I won't say her name, but we need to be doing a show with her very soon on a certain gentleman that sings for a band, or sang for a band called U2. So with that, thank you, everybody. Much love, and we'll see you guys soon.
See you guys. And you can find Joe and Scott and myself on November 8th in San Marcos, California, near Carlsbad, San Diego, at our big, huge rally. Just go to hermsforcali.com, click on events. It's absolutely free. RSVP. We have phenomenal guests there. And then right after is the debate, which I will be on the debate stage. Go fair. Who knows how they put me on there, because they probably are regretting it already. I know the Republicans are.